So I want to give you 5 tips on storytelling and being more creative. Not necessarily my top 5 tips. I haven't thought long enough and hard about that, but I've been privileged over the years. I spent 20 some years as a newspaper journalist, as a writer, as a consultant to different marketing teams, public relations teams, communications teams, and I've been fortunate to lecture college students on this. So I just want to give you 5 tips that might help you become a better storyteller and be more creative. And one of the things is just when you first wake up. A lot of times when you first wake up, you're still, you know, half of your brain is now conscious, and then half of it is still unconscious. So you're leaving the dream state. So you still have, when you first open your eyes, you still have some of that dream state. And there's a lot of jewels in the subconscious mind. And if you should all, this is rule number, these are tips number 1 and 2. You should always have a pen and paper or a recorder by your bedside. If you're an artist, if you're a writer, if you're a storyteller, if you're a musician, if you're in any kind of creative field, you got to. Billy Joel taught me that years ago, just reading about him, decades ago. Always have that pen and paper bedside, and always have it wherever you go. You should always have a recorder ready. Boom, hit that red button and be ready to go. Or you should have everywhere I go. I think when I die, they're gonna find an index card or a pen and pad, paper and pad. Use my recorder a lot, because otherwise you're gonna lose a lot of your best ideas. They're gonna come at just random times. It's gonna be something. You're gonna be walking down the street, you're gonna see a kid just being a kid with childlike exuberance. It's gonna evoke something in you, and you're gonna have a phrase or something. You gotta be ready to write it down anytime, anywhere. You gotta be ready. So always have that pen and paper handy. It's hard to be a real artist if you're not doing that. When you first wake up is a great time to write. Within the first half hour, the sooner the better after you wake up. Because you've got a lot of the subconscious stuff. And I would say, this is also another tip, write stream of consciousness. A lot of your best stuff is stream of consciousness. It means just let the pen go. If you like to type on a computer, I don't. I get different thoughts. I like more human thoughts. I think my thoughts are a lot more human, more authentic. I like pen to paper. There's something about that. My mind works differently than it does in front of a computer. It's sort of artificial. It just doesn't work for me the same. But if it does for you, fine. But go stream of consciousness. And stream of consciousness means don't judge yourself. Too many people are judging every word they use, every sentence they use, and they're judging it, and they're getting in the way of it, and they're blocking. You're almost like, blocking your blessings. You're blocking the great stuff. Get out of the way of it. Surrender. Let the pen go. A lot of people are afraid of what they would write. They're afraid that their true feelings will come out on paper. They fear that. They fear, oh my gosh, I can't write that. What if someone finds it? Or I can't allow myself to think that. That's not right. That's taboo. That's this, that's that. People get in the way of it. If you're consistently getting in the way of it, you're going to lose a lot of the good stuff. You're going to lose a lot of the golden nuggets. So you got to get out of the way of it. There can be grammatical errors. There can be misspellings. Just keep writing. Let the pen do its thing. Let your soul speak. Let the words flow. You can come back later and judge it, edit it, clean it up, cringe that you actually wrote that. You're going to find when you go stream of consciousness that a lot of things that we bury in our subconscious that we don't want to face, a lot of those things, they're in us. And when they come out, they're crystallized. We face them. We can meditate on them. We can make a point to change them. But there's a lot that's hiding inside of us, good, bad, ugly. There are treasures buried inside of us. Literally, there are treasures, the best stuff buried inside of us. And writing is a way, painting, there are other forms of art, but writing is a way to bring that out, to address that, to dance with that. So, here we are. So we're at the tips. When you one is always pen, paper, or recorder at bedside. Be ready. You might wake up, a real artist. Like if I wake up, and I've got that song running through me, and sometimes I do. I just hit record, and maybe I'll say, "Oh, I won't be able to go back to sleep," but it's okay. The art is more important sometimes than am I going to get back to sleep. So you got to have the pen and paper when you first wake up, or within that first 15, 30 minutes, if you can, start getting some ideas down, even if it's just an index card, even if it's just a page full of something, whatever you recollect about your dreams last night, even though that may seem like random and all over the place, like oh, my dreams have nothing to do with nothing. Well, your dreams are influencing your waking life. There's this whole world in our dream state, in our dreams, that is going on, and say people woke up on the wrong side of the bed, people wake up in a bad mood. Well, how much of that is not just yesterday or a week ago or whatever? It's something that maybe happened in our dream that could have been scary or frightening or concerning, and now we don't even know it because most of us can't remember our dreams. And the interesting thing with dreams is dreams are interesting because people will say, I don't remember, let's say the possibility that we lived before this life. Let's say the possibility that we did, that we actually lived before this life, that we live after this life. Let's just say that. And people say, well, I don't remember my previous lives, pre-mortal lives. I don't remember that, so it couldn't have happened. Well, that's not a valid argument, because there are a lot of things that you don't remember. You don't remember being in your mom's womb, but it happened. You don't remember what you dreamed last night, but it happened. You had 6, 7, 8 hours of dreaming last night. You dreamed a lot of things. There were a lot of images, a lot of mental movies in your mind. You don't remember them. The fact that you don't remember them doesn't mean they didn't happen. You don't remember things you did when you were 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Most things you don't remember. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. A lack of remembrance is not proof that something never existed. It's not. So that's an interesting thing about dreams anyway. But so we've got pen and pad or a recorder at all times, wherever you go. If you're serious, you got to have that. Writing early in the AM. Writing stream of consciousness. Just let it go. Come back, judge it later. The other one, intentionality. Your intentions. A lot of times there's a lot to be said for valuing intentions over outcomes. A lot of us, especially those of us that are ultra competitive athletes, and we like being on the podium, we like gold medals, and we judge ourselves by that. But a lot of times in life, you can't always judge the outcomes. You judge the intentions, and feel good about the intentions, even if you don't always get the results you want. It's honoring yourself that, hey, I had really good intentions. I came from a pure space there. So the same with writing. If you want to be a better writer, you want to be more creative, have pure intentions. Say a prayer, say a mantra, say an affirmation. Use the right words of, hey, there's maybe for me, there's a higher power. I ask that higher power. I ask it and I thank it. So at the point of asking it, I'm actually thanking it. I'm already expecting it, right? At the moment I'm asking, I'm thanking it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that these great ideas pour through me and, pipe me into higher truths and to great wordplay and great storytelling. I'm already expecting it, and I'm mindful of it. I'm aware of it. I'm raising my antenna to something higher, and I'm saying, hey, thank you for working through me. I'm a conduit. I'm just a messenger. And some of these things that just come from wherever, I just get out of the way, right? If you got that gift, you don't need to sit there and force it or belabor it or make it so hard. You just be grateful. Just have that pen and paper, that recorder ready, and just be ready to go. But got to be conscious of kind of being a vessel, being a conduit, being someone to say, this particular gift works through me, this creativity flows through me, these messages that I'm here to share, they flow through me. It's not something I have to invent or work super hard at a lot of times. A lot of times, if you're working too hard, you're not doing it right. It should just be coming to you. It should just be flowing through you. It should just be who you are. It's just a natural expression, these words. So the intentionality, the prayers, the mantra, the gratitude for great ideas, for great writing, for great storytelling, that's going to help you a lot. You're going to have that expectation. You're going to have those intentions. And those intentions begin with the end in mind. Those intentions, what you're aiming at, are going to manifest and help you express better things because you have the right intentions. You have pure intentions. Okay, so those are just, the other thing is balance. The final thing here in this final tip, okay, is balance. If you're a photographer and you always have a camera around you always have that camera and you're always ready, right? So your camera, if you're a photographer, your camera is the equivalent of me with the pen and paper. So you've always got that camera with you. Well, there's a point where if you're just always on and you're always looking for photos and you're looking for, oh, the sun is here and oh, this would be a good picture. Well, if you did that, 16 hours a day, right? You sleep 7 or 8 hours and then the other 16 waking hours. If you were always just looking to take the right pic, always, you wouldn't have life balance. There's a difference. If you're always taking the picture, then you're not stopping to smell the roses. You're not stopping to enjoy life. Sometimes you have to it's knowing when, that balance. When do I put the camera down? When do I put the pen and paper down and just behold what I'm seeing? And I can write later. Right? To get the maximum value out of something, we have to live completely in the present. So if you're out in nature, if you're with someone and you're enjoying the time and time stands still, you're with that person, turn off the writing, right? Put it down. It's knowing, someone who's really high level, there's a balance there. You can't both take the picture and then be fully in the moment to fully appreciate what you're doing, right? To fully live in the present, we have to turn off like the urge to take a photo all the time and to always write pen and paper, because then we're getting in the way of things too. Sometimes, you got pen and paper, you can feel like the spectator or the conduit. Sometimes you need to be the participant and just sitting there like Eckhart Tolle, and you're just amazed and amused and entertained and in a zen zone, and you just stay there. Sometimes when you're writing, you're not necessarily in a zen zone to what's in front of you, to the adventures, as I said, the amazing that's around you. So knowing when to strike that balance. There is a time to turn off being an artist, being a writer, but you have to be ready to be on anywhere, anytime, and always have, pen and paper tucked away somewhere, because you just never know when inspiration or some phenomenal wordplay or some spectacular idea is going to strike. You don't know, and if you're not ready, you're going to lose a lot of your best stuff, a lot of your deepest, most authentic stuff. So I hope that let me go over them again one more time, just to make sure. So I was saying, some of these tips for better creativity and storytelling: keep a pen and paper or recorder at all times, bedside, wherever you go, in the car, your suit jacket pocket, be ready, okay? The stream of consciousness. Trust yourself, get out of the way, just write. Stop judging it while you're writing it. Stop being a fly on the wall while you're writing it. Don't do that. Just write, stream of consciousness. You go and clean it up later with your conscious mind. Let your unconscious mind write it. Stream of consciousness is the way to the deeper pearls, that are inside of you, to bring that buried treasure, to bring that out. That's the way, stream of consciousness. I was talking about intentions, right? Intentionality. You have to have the intentions to be a conduit, to be a vessel, to have these great ideas flow through you. Express gratitude, whatever, maybe to something higher if that's your thing. Express gratitude for that and expect more. Expect more great ideas to flow through you. Be open to that. Be a vessel, to be a messenger. Find the great value in it, but the intentions, lead with your intentions. Don't always focus on outcomes. Don't always judge it. Get in the way of it. Be in the moment and live with intentions. And what is supposed to happen, what is meant to be, will happen. Okay, so intentions over outcome. And then the other one, I think I'm missing one here, but hopefully go back and rewind and find that one. But then the balance. There does need to be some balance. Balance is different for everyone at different points of our life, but the balance. Be balanced. I mean, yes, have your camera ready. Yes, have your pen and paper, your recorder ready. You're going to be a better artist, a better storyteller. You're going to be much more creative. You're going to retain a lot of your ideas. Great. But know when to put the pen down. Know when to put the camera down, and just be one with the moment. Just live fully in the present and just behold what you're seeing, right? You don't always there is something to be said for just, marveling at something and putting the pen down, putting the camera down, and there's value for our soul for that. And then later, hopefully you remember a lot of it, and you can hit record and go write at a later time. So there is a time to know when to put the pen and pad down. I hope that this was helpful for you. These are some things. There are many other things that help me in the creative process and the storytelling process, probably a lot better than this, but these are just some things that were top of mind that I wanted to share that have worked wonderfully for me, and I hope that they work wonderfully for you. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.